everybody. Welcome back to vidIQ and your regular Tuesday channel audit live streams with your host, with the absolute least, your YouTuber in residence here, Rob Wilson. We are creator obsessed about your YouTube education and your YouTube journey. And what we try to do every single week at this time is invite you into our lecture hall, our teaching classroom, or whatever you want to call it, and have you be a little bit vulnerable, expose your channel to a little bit of constructive criticism that we hope will aid you and everybody else watching as they continue to grow their YouTube channels. It is week 35 of 2022, which means it's episode 35 of a Tuesday channel audit live streams. It is episode null in total, because we've been doing this since the end of 2017 and I've lost count, but we are in the hundreds, which means we've audited probably at this point thousands and thousands of YouTube channels. So we hope that we have a little bit of knowledge and wisdom that we can part from ourselves to you as content creators. And as always, I could not do this without a cabal of fellow YouTube educators, and we're going a bit old school today. I don't know if you were here in the 2019s and the 2018s, but no, it was more like the 2020s, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm trying to work out when people joined vidIQ, and kind of like this year-long Three Amigos thing that we had going on. And we're bringing back the band. We're bringing the band back together in this live stream. So let me first welcome on the drummer of this band. I am, of course, the terrible vocalist, but the drummer here is also a gaming expert, eyebrow raising, Wednesday hosting video audits live stream. It is Dan. Hey, Dan, how's it going?
Good. I have no musical abilities at all, so I'll take.
Can you not quickly drummer. Just drum on the table or anything? Give us a few beats to introduce the next guest here.
Yeah, let me see what I got here.
All right.
Let's see. How about? I don't really have much. What about? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that'll do. That's some nice drumming there. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
And so, returning, we probably did at least, I would say, 200 channel audit live streams together. He is the bass guitarist of this little band that we're putting together once again. He is, of course, the coach extraordinaire. I'm sorry, I don't know your official title, but it is the Lord Empire Vader of vidIQ Max. Travis, welcome back. It's been months. How are you doing?
It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a minute. I guess I have to change my title to the Lord Vader of coaching something or other. That sounds so much cooler. That sounds amazing, actually.
I just imagine you like pulling out your hand and then channels just rising up and you've got them in the grip and you can do whatever you want with them. But yeah, it's fantastic to have you back on, Travis. I know you've been very busy with vidIQ Max,
oh my gosh,
educating our students, successful stories all over the place. We're talking about it a little bit more, but back to our roots as channel auditors. Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing the crew. Been super busy with Max, but always happy to come on in and see what everyone's up to.
Yeah, and Travis is boasting or using a new tool here. You've got one of these fancy Insta360 webcam things. And yeah, so we're not sponsored or anything, but he's been showing us what it can do. Like it can track you going left and right and stuff.
If I put my hand up, it turns blue, and then I can go.
Look how cool that is. So if you are in the market for a live streaming camera, then you may want to check out the Insta360 webcam. And it kind of leads me on to the question that I want to ask all of you. And this is about the piece of tech that you were thinking about getting forever and ever and ever, and you never pulled the trigger and you regretted it. And I'm going through that right now. The Steam Deck, not one of these Steam Decks, not the Stream Deck that you press buttons on and you make sounds on. This is the gaming console that's come out. And I'm interested. I'm not going to lie. The idea of being able to play pretty much every single video game on the face of the planet on a Nintendo Switch style device and then plug it into your television to play on the big screen. I'm interested. I'm tempted. They're a little hard to get right now. And I haven't pulled the trigger yet. And I think I'm going to regret not pulling the trigger. Dan is shaking his head because he's got one, I think, and you're enjoying it. But yeah, just your general thoughts of like stuff in the past where you think, I'm going to buy that. I never did. I really wish I'd bought it sooner than I did if you did. So like, Dan, is there anything you can think of the past there? Like you really wanted it, but didn't end up buying it in the end?
I'm trying to think. Like, there's one recent example. I for the longest time knew that I really could use a lavalier microphone, but I just got one. But I regret not having gotten one sooner. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And then I got the Steam Deck, but that was an instant reservation from me. I saw that. I'm like, yep, that's all my problem solved. And I went ahead and I finally got it.
So you were looking at a new microphone and you've resisted for a long time, but you wish you got one. And we got a message.
My priorities were video games.
So here we go. They literally bought a Steam Deck but cancelled the order.
You're going to regret that.
Another 6 months for that. Travis, can you remember something that you thought you wanted? It looks like you've got everything, to be honest. You wanted lots of arcade machines. You just bought them all.
Well, most recently, and actually my invitation just expired, the Amazon Astro, which they only gave me 7 days. I waited for months to get the invitation to buy this little robot that's in your house. It just follows you around and does cool things. And I think maybe it must have been 8 days ago, they were like, you can buy it. I'm like, oh, I might buy it. It's $1,000. I'm like, oh, let me read some reviews. This looks so fun and so cool. And the reviews were like, it's all right. I'm like, man, for $1,000, all right, is just kind of, I don't know. So I sat around and I look at the page, my invitation has expired. So if I would want to buy it, I have to request another invitation, which is basically filling out a little application and then maybe waiting more months, maybe never getting another opportunity. So I kind of wanted it, but then I was like, I kept thinking in my mind, it's just going to run around the house and just do weird things.
What is it again? An Amazon Astro?
Astro, what? ASTRO. It's here, I'll send you a link if you want to share it on the screen. It's actually the cutest little robot that goes around the house and does things. It'll do like home security, or it'll play with, if you have kids, I don't have any kids, but it'll play with kids. It'll go get you a drink. Yeah, that's just cool stuff.
So it's like, didn't Sony release an electronic dog like a couple of years ago, which stroke and pet, but it didn't do anything else? You're saying this thing would actually like teach you Mandarin and cook you?
I mean, I suppose it could. It can do home security stuff, which was one of the reasons that I was thinking about getting it, but I never leave the house anymore, so it's kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah.
But the funny thing is the reviews that I saw, although they were not bad, a lot of them were like, it solves a problem for which there is no problem. It's like, what else does it do? Like it's like it's a solution looking for a problem, I think is what two different reviewers said. And I'm like, oh darn. The one cool thing it does is there's a little area in the back that you can put in drinks. So you can send a drink to somebody, you put it in the back, go to give this drink to Rob, and it'll find you in the house, and then you can take the drink from the back.
So we've gone from FaceTiming people in the same house to sending a robot to serve drinks. You got your own waiter in your house. Well, good luck with anyone who wants to purchase one of them. There was one comment I saw here, and this sounded a little sad and tragic. So Connor does rugby. There was a rare old rugby shirt from my team that popped up on eBay, and I kept watching it for months but never bought it. And then one day it was gone. Yeah, I have done that so many times where I've seen something on Marketplace, eBay, and I thought, I'm going to sit on this. And then once it's gone, immediately I wish I bought it. And that happens very frequently. But I have not bought my Steam Deck yet. I don't know if I'm going to. Dan, you can continue to try and convince me in Slack after this live stream. But I guess we should get into what we do here every single week, which is to audit your channels. If you are a regular here, do let us know in the chat. If you are brand new here, then all of you regulars, please do welcome the new creators. Maybe explain a little bit what goes on, how friendly this place is, and how supportive we all are. And I'm going to explain how a live stream functions in 60 seconds like this. Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit live stream, where we review your YouTube channels. To submit your channel for review, make sure to fill out the right form linked in the video description. Note that we clear these forms after every live stream, so make sure to resubmit the following week. Channel audits are free, so please don't send us a super chat or spam us in a chat expecting a review. If there are alternative ways to get picked for an audit, we will let you know during the live stream. If we don't get around to reviewing your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 with you. Make sure to download our tools and use the 30-day free trial using the link in the video description. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience, and passion as fellow YouTube creators. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our moderators who do a phenomenal job every single week thank you. As for all of you, well, thumbs up if you enjoyed this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and if you know of a fellow creator who may find all of this stuff useful, please do share it with them. And with all of that being said, let's start auditing your channels. And the final pieces of housekeeping, as always, we get around about 1,000 channel submissions every single week. Whew. It means we can't audit every single channel. So if you can, we highly recommend that you bring up your channel on a second screen. So then when we're talking about all sorts of fundamentals that we do every single week, whether it be channel focus, thumbnails, titles, consistency, you can see how that advice to the channel we're auditing applies to your channel as you're looking at it on your screen. And this is not a shout out live stream. Just because your channel is being audited doesn't mean that you'll get hundreds of subscribers and thousands of views. And even if you did, they're probably from the wrong audience. That's not what we're here to do. We are a collective family of creators, and all we want to do is share our conversation, our knowledge, our wisdom with all of you. So take that on board, that this is not about individual channel audits. This is about us as a team helping each other out. And with all of that being said, Travis, Dan, and myself, the three amigos, are we ready to do channel audits?
Let's do it.
All right, then. So what we always do is try and audit the first channel that's submitted on our forms, which are in the video description, and when the live stream went public yesterday. And this channel this week calls themselves RAM BDM. And I will throw over to Travis just for some first impressions. But I'm going to caveat this one with, I think this is going to be a channel of cautionary advice and issues.
Well, first of all, it's all shorts. Second of all, it looks like the shorts are exactly the same.
It does, yes. And I think they are, from what I can
I've
tell.
seen people do this. I don't understand the thought behind it. When you're uploading the same exact short, first of all, I mean, we can talk about the copyright implications of this, but the fact that they're uploading the same short over and over and over again, I don't understand. And I think YouTube needs to do something about this, because there's no value here. It actually is against terms and conditions on YouTube. So you could get your channel shut down.
I actually thought,
part of this makes sense.
Sorry to interrupt, Travis. I actually thought, if you upload an identical video to your channel, when I've done it in the past, it's told me.
Right.
And not allowed me to upload it, unless they're doing like
I don't
know
if it does that for shorts though.
Yeah.
So I know it does it for long form stuff. I don't know if in the app on the phone it does that. And I'm thinking it doesn't, because I've seen all those channels that do this are always shorts channels. I've noticed.
So that's just one of the shorts. This is Cristiano Ronaldo doing some tricks. Let's just play the next one.
Yeah, it's the same exact one.
The same one, as far as I can tell. Yep, same second clip as well. So
but it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then furthermore, like, what is it they're trying to accomplish with this channel? I want to understand what's the purpose of putting up, maybe they just want people to see these cool moves. What's the end result? Well, you're not going to get monetized. We already know that. So it's not about money. It's not about being like kind of recognized for your own skill, because you haven't done anything. And then third, like, it's the same video over and over and over. I just don't understand the thought behind this channel. I don't get it. I would love to hear the creator say, oh, well, this is my thought behind it. This is why I do this. And at least I could understand. Well, I could hear what they have to say. Let's just put it like that.
Dan, I assume you're going to carry on with the be careful what you're doing with this channel type of advice.
Yeah, that is one thing I'm trying to figure out, because a lot of the stuff was uploaded in the last few hours and then the last day. So they're kind of dumping a lot of stuff at once. It feels like now that we're getting into the older content, it doesn't seem like they've been doing this duplicate short thing until like today. So I'm kind of curious how they feel like this is going to play out. I'm looking though, and it seems that only one or two shorts really kind of like took off.
Yeah, let's have a look at that. I'll sort by most popular. You're right. There's a couple that have got hundreds of views. Look at that. Hundreds of views. And then on the second row, we're already down to under 10 views per shot.
Yeah. So it looks like their new pivot, what they're doing now, is only just getting started. And I wouldn't discourage anyone from testing things, but we see people re-upload sports clips on YouTube Shorts quite a bit. And we always have the same advice of like, what you're using for your shorts probably will eventually become a problem. As far as I'm aware, YouTube hasn't done anything to any of these channels that are doing this, but I do know that if you use this copyrighted content, yeah, the monetization probably not going to happen for you. YouTube Shorts Fund, I would imagine you would be excluded from that. So not everyone wants to make money. Sometimes people just want to show off their editing skills, and that's totally fine. But I also don't get why you would re-upload the same short 4 times in a row, especially on the same day. Now, I've heard of shorts creators taking an old short that they put out maybe a year ago, and they wanted to try it again and found that it got more views because they have like a new audience and more outreach. And, you know, I've only heard a couple creators ever say that, but that is something that I've seen as a strategy. I've not seen this, and I don't understand this, and it's confusing. And I mean, maybe a week from now, I'd be curious to see if we're wrong. And like all of them kind of like took off, but I expect their results are going to be very similar to what they've done so far, which is just a couple views here and there.
Yeah. So I think in terms of a channel, we're struggling to get past the very basic, most fundamental question, which is, why are you making this content? I think that was Travis's question. And my follow-up question is, why should anybody care about this content versus other channels, which could very easily replicate this, because we're not seeing much transformational original content. Yeah, certainly people may watch this content, but they're only going to be watching the content itself as opposed to the person who created it, because the creator at this point seems to be adding no significant original value to it. And so that's why it would be a concern for this channel. You know, if one of these videos went viral, which is very possible, you could get hundreds of thousands of views from one of these amazing Ronaldo clips. But what happens after that, the likelihood is that the channel tanks again, because the source of the content came from somewhere else, and the viewers aren't there to stick around and watch more of your content. I'm kind of rambling here a bit, but hopefully we understand the fundamental challenge of this channel. And so that is RAM BDM. And we try and audit channels of all shapes and sizes and all challenges and questions. So I think it's good that we look at this channel, which has some very big questions that they need to answer going forward to become sustainable on the platform. Let's now audit our first gaming channel, and they go by the name of XM06. I get a VTuber or anime sense from a channel banner, but then when I go into the thumbnails, combination of shorts, long form content, I'm seeing Valorant as the game and seeing some very encouraging view counts. Dan, what are your first thoughts here?
Yeah, this is a really good start. I think if you have a gaming channel that looks anything like this, where you're kind of trying a few different things, you're trying some shorts, you're trying these long form videos, especially if you're doing first person shooter content and your videos are just a few minutes long, maybe of like a cool moment or some clips. This is a good example of, like, I would say, some positive signs. I would say how to do it right, but I don't really know what the content physically looks like. So let's just focus right now on the middle video. The one I would argue that has the very best thumbnail.
This one.
Yep. And obviously the most views. I credit the thumbnail and the title for that video's success. And I wonder to myself, why haven't they followed suit with the subsequent videos? It doesn't look like they're really using a lot of custom thumbnails from there. It seems like before that they were playing with thumbnails a lot more. So, I mean, we do these live streams all the time, and the idea of you submitting your channel is coming to us and saying, hey, like, what can I do? And the best thing anybody can do for their channel is to look and see, well, if I uploaded a lot of videos, what was the most successful thing I've ever done? Or what was a recent success that I had? And this was only 3 months ago. And the thumbnail and title indicate a clear message. I imagine that video, as we can see, it's still getting views right now. And we're going to probably expect that video to hit 10,000 views over some time. And I think that video could get even more views if you have similar videos that you make with nice thumbnails and nice titles that are clear and communicate that clear message. So yes, every bit of advice I have revolves around all those arrows right there, or inside all those arrows right there. That's what you need to keep doing.
It's like that is the template video for this channel going forward, in that I think all of the other videos are generally about looks like aim bots or improving the aim in this game Valorant, and or frames per second. I've seen some of that, but as you say, this thumbnail is really impactful, and it feels as if some of the videos are doing well-ish in spite of the thumbnails. You know, other videos have got like 300 views, 400 views, 1,000 views. You know, that's pretty good for a channel of under 400 subscribers.
It's great. And I would also say that their titles are probably helping contribute to that, even if they don't really use a custom thumbnail, or at least not a good one. Their titles are still pretty good. And if you can pair all of these with a great thumbnail, I would expect all of those videos after that one to have thousands of views. I want to talk real quick about shorts. And we can always go back to the videos if you guys want to talk about it more, but I'm noticing one of the shorts they tried has 3,000 views, and it was in Minecraft. That one, it's only from a day ago, so that one's going to continue getting views, I think. Now, couple of things. One, Minecraft and other games do just fine if you do a vertical short. So try not to take your 16:9 window and cram it into a 9:16 frame. It's a very poor viewing experience, because look how small this screen is, and you have so much real estate not being used. Crop in your shorts every single time. Don't worry about, you know, people missing context on the sides. Now, you probably want to show the mouse cursor. The way to do that is to stack them. So you show a larger picture of Minecraft on the bottom half, and then the mouse clicks at the top. Yes. So you would just zoom in on that, and you would split the video in two. So get creative with your editing with shorts. Make sure you're using that real estate, because if I saw this while I was swiping through shorts, I wouldn't really know what's going on, and I would just keep swiping, and that's what you don't want. Now, this video has a lot of views, so you would say, well, the video is doing pretty good. Great. I think the video could do even better if it was edited even better. So that's what I want for you. Instead of 3,000 views, I want 30,000 views, and I think it could be achieved by taking better advantage of this real estate. Now, the other thing we need to address, though, is if your channel is a first-person shooter channel and you're playing Minecraft, you have a problem, because YouTube just told us, hey, shorts are now going to help recommend your long-form videos. So if somebody watches a short from your channel, YouTube is going to be like, hey, that person who watched the short, I wonder if they want to watch any of the long-form videos from this creator. And then they show one of the Valorant videos. You're not attracting the same audience. Your shorts and your long-form videos, it's now more important than ever that they are in the same realm. They appeal to the same viewer, because YouTube is starting to bridge that gap between shorts and long-form videos. And now your shorts could certainly bring you viewers to your long-form content.
Gaming knowledge bomb there from
very quiet
Dan.
Explosion.
Yeah, well, there's a subtle knowledge bomb explosion. Cadence would be another challenge I would ask this creator to try and commit to. You've done 2 shorts recently. Are you going to continue to do shorts, or are you going to do some long form content as well? 1 short a day, or 3 or 4 shorts a week? 1 long form video a week? The cadence looks to be roughly 1 video every 2 or 3 weeks. And as a gaming channel, I would hope you'd be able to just up that a little bit if possible. Because every time you make a piece of content, people watch it. They're ready to watch more of your content if you're able to make it available. So that is XM06. The next channel we're going to audit here goes by the name of 86 Boxing. 86 Boxing. They are approaching 1,000 subscribers. Again, Dan, Travis, I just want your first impressions on this one. Try and figure out what this channel's about.
I hope it's about boxing. What I'm hoping. It says animated boxing history, but there's the pictures are, some of them don't look animated. I don't know if you know, the thing is, you could, I don't know what these are, like if they're like just animations or if they're like kind of documentaries or whatever, but the opportunity over the last week and a half would have been all the YouTube boxers that, you know, just recently happened, and there's tons of views with that. We saw this happen with Jonk. Remember when he did the KSI thing and his animated and it just completely blew his channel up. So there's that. But I'm just trying to understand. It's a deep fake boxing, which is interesting. Can you click on one of these? I'm just curious.
I can. I will certainly do that for you.
So there's a, is that like a deep fake of a picture? Because that's kind of freaky.
looks a little odd, doesn't it?
It's unsettling.
Yeah, but is he gonna box, or is he just gonna look around like a weirdo?
So I think this is where things start to break down a little bit. They're taking images of old boxers and then deep faking them. Interesting, but that's it. And so
Yeah.
my attention is there for like 10 seconds, but now I'm gone.
You're 100% right.
At least in my opinion. And the worry is that this creator is doing this all of the time right now. Like the last 80% of LS videos have been all these deep fake boxing ones.
Yeah. And then there's one that's an hour and a half. Is that just a live stream at the top? It's probably just a live stream, right?
Yeah.
The one with actual humans on it? Yeah. Oh, so then they're just talking. So then that's a weird thing because everything else is animated. Then all of a sudden you're live streaming. So it's interesting because you think and looking at it, oh, this is a boxing channel. Cool. Deepfake boxing. Oh, I'm probably going to see what looks to be real people boxing each other. No, you just have a flat image just kind of looking kind of creepily around. I don't know that there's a audience for that. I mean, maybe, listen, I feel like there's an audience for everything on YouTube. I don't know if YouTube's going to find that audience for you, put it that way. I think the concept that I thought this was going to be was 10 times more interesting, and I would have been interested in checking out like an animated boxing, either history or whatever. Yeah. Like what's his top one? What's his, how good was John Salt? What is that?
When I saw it by most popular, Travis, I think we do get what we would assume
what we thought it was.
Yeah, like actual boxing history, like little video essays and documentaries. And the views seem to prove that. You know, I would be delighted to be getting 15,000 views, 6,000 views, 5,000 views as a channel of that size. So what happened? Why did the channel abandon what looked to be successful content?
I saw those deepfake videos and thought, you know, that was one example of a time where I would tell someone to niche out. Because you can imagine a title and a thumbnail that was like, I brought Elvis back to life, you know, and they take pictures of long since gone celebrities and kind of do different things with their tech that they're playing with, maybe even show people how it's done. But this right now, the way they're going is so hyper specific. Like you have to be interested in not watching boxing or watching anyone talk about boxing, but watching moving pictures of long since retired or passed on boxers. And so it's like, really, we're targeting a very, very specific person here. And I'm kind of wondering what those old videos were like. It probably wasn't deep fakes, the ones that got all those views.
Yeah, shall I let's just quickly play one of these. We'll just go for the best one. Now that does sound like a robot voice to me.
It is, yeah.
But it did good.
But yeah, it looks to have been well researched. A lot of time and effort put into the B-roll and the actual video. I'm just curious if they're all robot voices.
Today, we look at a boxer who shifted the popularity paradigm.
Yeah, and
but at least the robot voices are getting better. You know, to be honest, like if it was me and I really wanted to do something like this, I don't want my voice or face on video, which by the way, just always seems weird to me when you're on YouTube. It's a weird thing for me to wrap my head around that you don't want your voice or your face and you're going to YouTube. But okay, there's people who do that. It's fine. Then I would spend the couple bucks and go on Fiverr and get a professional voice person to read the script. And it's going to just sound so much better. It's just going to be a better product.
Now, we have been, I guess, constructively criticizing the content decisions. And what we've kind of put aside for the moment is the thumbnails, I think, are of a very high quality. You know, I would click on these if it wasn't just all deep fake animations and I was interested in boxing. You know, fluorescent yellow, a big readable text, the boxer, the protagonist, the hero on one side. These fundamentals are excellent.
Yeah, I agree with 100%.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to try something new, try something like that they hadn't seen before, and maybe that's what this creator is actually doing. Like, I want to do something on YouTube I've never seen anyone do before. What I guess the way I've seen that executed really effectively, though, on all sorts of channels, is when people take something familiar like boxing and combine it with a skill set that is unique to them. So in this case, animation. And, you know, you could try to find a way to put these two things together. It's just, again, I think it's very, very specific, you know, so now you have this animation skill. Is there something you could target that's more popular than boxing? You know, can you branch this out? Can you do different things with more trending topics? I don't know. Like, there's a lot of places you could take this, but I feel like limiting yourself to boxing is, and you're going to continue down the deepfake path, is just going to be preventing you from potential greatness.
So that is 86 boxing. Let's move on to the next channel. And we have now Gwendolyn MC, who I believe is our vidIQ Max student of the week. We'll tell you a little bit more about what that actually means. But let's just jump into the channel first of all. Obviously, Dan, a Minecraft channel, terraforming Minecraft channel, whatever that means. 150 subscribers, good thumbnails, lots of content, promising stuff.
Yeah. So terraforming Minecraft channel, that would mean that this person's playing Minecraft and they're into more of the design elements. Terraforming meaning like they're changing the landscape of the game, physically, like moving mountains and stuff like that. So taking a look at the subjects, I'm going to just focus on the long form videos for a minute. How to build the Tree of Souls from Avatar
in Minecraft.
Minecraft, kind of interesting. Dying for a frog light farm. So a couple different things going on there. That latest video looks like a Minecraft Let's Play. You know, just like I need to build something. And then the other one looks like a building tutorial of something like that's really, really cool. I think what I'm looking at with the thumbnails is like, it's this execution that's like comes so close for me, especially that Avatar one.
Yeah.
Like the only problem with that thumbnail is that the real estate that the Avatar picture takes up is just not enough. You know, I think it needs to be, I think the split screen needs to be more favoring that Avatar picture. Right. You know, something needs to shift there so that the viewers can recognize this thing and go, oh, that's really cool. You know, and I would have been considering taking that picture of the tree in Minecraft at night and playing around in Photoshop or whatever editing software you use to make it look as vibrant and colorful as the one in the picture, because it looks like it is, but it's daytime and the green grass in the game is just taking all of my attention. So it really took me a long time to see the comparison there. So I'm nitpicking because I love the concept and I like the length of the video, and I think they know exactly what they are doing. I just think the execution, they just need a little bit of practice there. And I'm seeing that in a lot of their thumbnails. I think, you know, the pigling like chasing you in the thumbnail, it looks like I can see that happening, but it's a bit small. I would have made that a little bit bigger, and I would have maybe blurred the background a little bit, you know. So it's just really, really good concepts that I think just a little more practice and a little more execution, we could see some really, really great results here.
Some split efforts with the thumbnails here that don't quite work, though, in my opinion. It looks as if the split and the images look a bit too similar. I don't know if you need to darken the sky in one of these or something, but some interesting experimentation going on. I thought the titles could do a little bit of work on some of these, Dan. You know, you do have a functional one such as how to build the Tree of Souls in Avatar, cool. But then I look at this one where it says dying for a frog light farm. And then they stack it up with maybe their series, Minewreckers S2. Yeah. Is Minewreckers a mod on Minecraft, or is it their series that they're talking about?
It's hard to say because I'm out of the loop. It could be either, but in both cases, I wouldn't have added it. You know?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I'm feeling there's a missed opportunity to make a more curious title by getting rid of Minewreckers S2 E3. And of course, because Gwendolyn is in vidIQ Max, she can toddle off to the How to Write Amazing Title session with Jake Thomas, which is absolutely phenomenal. 60 minutes in there, watching that lesson.
That and Thursday.
Oh,
Gwendolyn especially is going to want to be in the Thursday session.
That's right. Tell us about the person that's coming Thursday, Dan.
Okay, I'm allowed to talk about this person?
Yeah, of course.
I usually get yelled at. So the one and only Farzy is going to be joining vidIQ Max on Thursday. And Farzi's a channel we've brought up 100 million times now. Minecraft channel, super hyper successful, getting millions of views. Doesn't even have a million subscribers yet. Millions of views on every single video. It's phenomenal success. And Farzy did not start that long ago. Do you remember it was when we discovered Farzy? Like maybe it was like less than 2 years ago.
I think like 18 months ago or just over a year ago, we did a podcast, I think, conversation with him, and he was getting maybe tens of thousands of views at that point per video. Now he's at millions. Incredible.
Yeah. So
in
Gwendolyn
Minecraft as well, in the Minecraft space.
Yeah, building and doing farms and building incredible things. A lot of the stuff that Gwendolyn's trying to do, and so Gwendolyn has special access to that conversation that's happening on Thursday. You could too if you join vidIQ Max. But other than the titles and the thumbnails, I think Gwendolyn's like trying some really interesting things. One place I would point you if you're going to start doing some more research is because you're doing some aesthetic like building content. Go onto YouTube and start looking up other creators doing things like speed builds. That could be one search term for you. Try to find creators that aren't just playing Minecraft and doing Let's Plays. Find creators that are doing really well in the Minecraft design kind of space, because there's a number of ways to play Minecraft. You could do the PvP style Bed Wars kind of content. You could do this how-to and you're creating farms and just very mechanical, like day-to-day Minecraft stuff. You could do design. There's probably plenty of other categories too, modded, blah, 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 blah. But design is going to be its own thing. Like if you're a good builder, you can really carve yourself out a nice little audience. But part of this is going to be educating yourself on just putting together an even better thumbnail, something that stands out even more. So yeah, that's going to be some of my advice there.
Mine Wreckers. Is it? It doesn't look.
I think she said that's the server she plays on.
Okay, right.
Unless it's Hermitcraft or a server like that has some well-known like big name recognition, I think you're doing the server a favor there and not really you, if that makes sense, because Hermitcraft has some real big names behind it, and that's what I'd be putting in my title if I was on that server. Any other like server that hasn't gotten to that level of clout, you're going to be doing them a much bigger service by not putting their name in the video and saving that really valuable title real estate for that more interesting, intriguing title.
And a point of encouragement I wanted to offer this creator is that within a very competitive Minecraft space, you're growing your channel in the right way, in the sense that you have 161 subscribers. Your highest viewed long form piece of content is 700 views. So yeah, you don't have anything that's going at super viral. You're just consistently hitting your audience with pretty much every single video that you make. And so to have this level of consistency, although it may not seem like it now, is going to hold you in very good stead in the long run. Once you start to get, thousands of subscribers, and all of those subscribers or regular viewers keep coming back to your content, that's going to feel very, very satisfying to know that you're having this core audience rather than these very spiky views that a lot of Minecraft channels sometimes suffer with.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, even in the last couple of days, if you look at the newest videos, they're all above like subscriber goal, right around the same number of subscribers, which is very difficult to do at a size like this. And the shorts are doing even better. Like, she's killing it. Definitely areas of improvement. She's still kind of newish to the whole thing. Still trying to find her way. Made some changes since joining Max, and I mean, I think it's showing. If you have 161 subscribers and in 2 days you have almost that many views, that's kind of hard to do at this size. So hats off to you.
So yeah, Travis, since you are the kingpin, the head honcho, Lord Vader of vidIQ Max, why don't you tell us a little bit more about this service? And we were saying we're going to pick a Max student. You said I'm going to go in there and pick out somebody who's very active in a Discord, and now they get like one of their Max perks by just getting this, going to the front of the queue, so to speak, to get to this channel audit.
Yeah, Max is really just something I'm proud of. The team that's come up with this it's a group coaching opportunity where you get not only some of the most incredible techniques on how to grow in YouTube, but you get access to a private Discord, which is phenomenal. There are literally 2 YouTube employees and a person who has a multi-$1,000 course of their own in our Discord, just kind of hanging out. Like, where else can you go where that's a thing? Not only that, we teach you a bunch of different things. We also have subject matter experts to come in. We've had Emily D. Baker on. We've had, we're going to have Farzi this weekend. We had one of the largest shorts creators on all of YouTube, Jake Fellman, in. He talked about a bunch of things. We've had, Ian Corson. We've had a bunch of people come in and also lend their expertise. We tell you how to make money on YouTube that has nothing to do with AdSense. We teach you titles, thumbnails, everything. Like, it's all one place. If you're really super like into this and really want to make YouTube something for yourself, it's a great place to go. It's not a place to go if you just wanted your channel audited and that's it. That's not what's there. We're there to work hard, and the people that are working hard are getting some spectacular results. We're seeing channels just absolutely hitting view goals they've never hit before.
I was just looking in the Braggett Discord channel to pick out one channel that's had phenomenal success, presumably with their shorts channel over the last couple of weeks. We don't want to take credit for this, but
Right.
as they're in Max, we encourage people to post about their success. In the last 2 weeks, this channel's shorts have just taken off. I'd love to say this channel's name, but it's almost impossible to pronounce. It's like Icy Levicious. That is their progress in the last 28 days, which is fantastic. So vidIQ Max is here to help all of you. And we also have non-experts in, i.e. me, doing a session on analytics last week, if you do want to tune in for that one. And because you're watching this live stream, we're going to offer you this very special exclusive offer. And it basically works like this. I've been trying the best way to phrase this. By using this promo code, you will save over $300 on a yearly vidIQ Max plan versus the regular full price. So all you need to do is use the promo code that's scooting along the bottom right now, or we have a link in the video description which will do all of that for you. So it will take you to the right page, apply the promo code, and you can get over $300 off our full price on vidIQ Max for a year of education and that Discord conversation. You thought a lot about this, Travis, like in terms of there's a big jump from services like vidIQ, the Pro and a Boost, which offer $10 to $50. And then you go all the way up to $500 to $1,000 for one-on-one consultations. And the vidIQ Max is designed to bridge that gap, isn't it? And to allow a large cohort of students to learn en masse with coaches, educators, and peer learning as well.
Yeah, and it's incredibly strong because unlike anything like one-on-one, you literally can get questions at 2 a.m., which is what's happening in Discord, because on our Discord, which has a bunch of other students that are learning, and some of which have been with us since day one, so they actually understand the entire process. Of course, the coaches are in there, and then some of the experts. Like I said, we literally have 2 people who work at YouTube in our Discord. I don't know what else to say about that. Like, where else are you going for that? So anyway, it's a great program. We continually add bonuses above and beyond what you sign up for. There literally has not been a single month that we have had this that you haven't gotten more than what you paid for. Every single month we do that.
It's funny and scary, isn't it? Where you think you're typing out like a good, solid piece of advice that you think to be true, and then this YouTube employee comes in and says, "Oh, well, you want to look at it at this point of view." And it's like, okay, that's really good information. Yeah, we might change our opinion on that and make a video on it. Like he did comment on a video that's out there on YouTube, which tries to visualize the YouTube algorithm, and Todd responded and said, "Yeah, that's an interesting way of looking at it, but you've got to consider this, this, and this." And it's like, I think he was asking, like, if I could visualize this in some way, I'd love to show you. So all of that stuff that we're kind of teasing in a Discord channel, do make sure to check it out. We appreciate your time. We understand that this is not for everybody. We know a lot of you just starting out your YouTube journeys. You don't have the money right now. You get into 1,000 subscribers and monetization. That's why we do this live stream on a Tuesday and a Wednesday to help you get there. But we know some of you have reached that point where you want more guidance and more help. And that's what vidIQ can provide you with. So check out the links in the description, and we will get back to our channel auditing, which is the next channel we are looking at is Sagittariusly Dread. Have I pronounced that in any way, shape, or form correctly?
Here's my concern already. Like, it's trying to be like Sagittarius, and then I don't know what the JR red is, but this is problematic. They're trying to be really kind of cool and kind of catchy, but there's no way I would spell this right. If I tried to find this channel and YouTube hasn't indexed your channel well enough that I misspell this thing, I might never find your channel again. I might have come across it one time and like, what was that Sagittarius? How do you spell
let's do that test. Right. I'm going to go to this one. Right. So
try to spell it without, just try to spell it. But
I've already forgotten
Sagittarius, like the sign.
Sagittariusly. So what was it again? Yeah, there was a G in there. I completely missed that. Right. Yeah.
This is the point. It's like, you'd be surprised at how many people watch YouTube without subscribing and just put in the name of the channel they go to and search. I see it all the time in my analytics. You probably see it on the vidIQ channel. I see it all the time. It's a thing. So while it was kind of a cool idea, Sagittarius, I don't know. Again, maybe J Red is her name or whatever. But the first part of that, as cute as it is going to be a barrier to entry for people.
You know, it's funny that we were talking about this from the other point of view, where if you have too much of a common channel name, you're impossible to find. And we had this person called Calvin. You know, when we do like these, we do the random picker at the end, it picked out this person called Calvin, this person, and we couldn't find them. So now they've changed their channel name to Calvin the Unfindable. And
that's
we can
amazing.
Find them straight away.
That's incredible. That's so like genius. And that's the thing. So that would be my first piece of feedback. By the way, I love the banner. I love the color and everything. It looks great.
Okay, so let's get on
the channel about.
The channel, yeah, the channel itself. I'm seeing food, but then also workouts with me, a run to Walmart. So I'm getting that maybe family lifestyle vibe a little bit. Maybe the focus is food, but then they often branch out from that topic.
Yeah, I did pick it because they said in their form that they did keto videos specifically. And so when I clicked on the channel, I definitely wanted us to pull it up today because there's Calvin. Have we ever audited Calvin, by the way, or did we?
No, because we couldn't find him at the time.
Now we can
Calvin
find
the unauditable. So anyway, I think that, like you said, they're kind of mixing in different styles of content, and I do think that the content they're doing is kind of on brand to somebody who's like trying the keto diet, for example. So you're not just eating, but you're also water aerobic. So you're doing some exercise. You're going to the grocery store, which is important because you're buying things that are very specific now to catering to this diet. So all of these things fit. But I think the problem is someone who's seeing these videos kind of show up in their feed week after week. They're getting some mixed messaging, because when you say you're going out to the grocery store, it doesn't feel like I'm going to watch a video about keto necessarily, especially when other videos you have are you holding like a dish that you made. So I think there's just some execution that needs to happen in terms of like execution strategy needs to happen in terms of like always making sure you get that same viewer to click who has that same problem or shares that same like value that you share, you know, in trying to help people along on this diet. So there's a lot of different examples out there that you could look at for people doing keto channels. And then what kind of videos are we going to see when we click? Are we going to learn step-by-step how to make a recipe? Are we going to like follow you along, like on your progress? And we might learn a couple things, but it's not really for learning. So enjoy vlogs, recipes, hauls. Yeah. So there's those ands that we talk about all the time too. Sorry, Rob. I feel like at some point you were going to jump in and I cut you off, but
no, I don't think I was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do carry on.
Yeah, we talk often a lot about channels that when they go into their about section and they use the word "and" in terms of what their channel is about, and that's what we're trying to eliminate, because the more ands you have, the more you dilute like to the average viewer. Like, what am I going to get when I subscribe to this channel? Is it going to be consistent? And I see the through line here, but I'm still not exactly sure day to day, like if it's going to be a vlog or you kind of making something. And it's all under the umbrella of keto, but I think you need to be a little more specific in the person you're trying to target with the content.
It feels like there's a bit more churn than you might expect for I guess what you might call a vlog or journey video. And this journey of keto, presumably maybe lifestyle changes. You're up to 600 subscribers, but typically you tend to be getting about 10% of those. I'm not going to say those subscribers coming back, but views versus subscribers seems to be a little on the low side for this type of, I mean, for an education channel, you might expect those sort of numbers, but for this channel, maybe a little bit more. Thumbnails as well. Would you say that generally speaking, they could be improved? I know there's a lot of shorts here, but
yeah,
in terms of the thumbnails with food on, they're making decisions about including themselves on the thumbnails. It looks as if also they're desperately trying to include text somewhere and squashing it sometimes, that I can see. And there's a lot of text on this one as well.
I think not only that, I noticed their titles. Sometimes the words in the thumbnail make for a better title than the title of the video. So like cooking quick meals. I'm not saying that should be the whole title of the video, but the title says best low carb shepherd's pie. So you're talking about one thing, which is great, shepherd's pie, but the thumbnail says I'm going to learn about a lot of meals I can make quickly. So I'm a little bit, there's a disconnect there. I'm a bit confused, but also it kind of makes me think like, oh, maybe you should have done a video about like 5 keto meals you can cook in under 5 minutes, or something like that. Like if you're going to offer people the value of cooking quickly, then focus the video on cooking quickly. If you're going to offer the value of I'm on keto, but I want to eat shepherd's pie and I don't know what to do, then focus the video on keto shepherd's pie, you know. And then thumbnail wise, yeah, like you said, Rob, they kind of insist on putting themselves in the thumbnail with the food, but with so many food channels, the food is the star. It's very rare we see the host put themselves on the thumbnail and see that video kind of blow up. You know, let the food be the star, and really practice taking some killer pictures of it too.
Can we, after this, can we do the unfindable guy? Because I have such an appreciation for that it feels appropriate. I don't know.
Let's do it. All right. So Calvin the unfindable.
Because what a cool, like, how to just take something and make a joke out of it, but also make it usable. Like he's smart. He's a smart dude. I like this.
So I don't know if you're going to change your name after this, like Calvin the audited. But here is your channel. You have just over 50 subscribers, and the first thing I'm going to say is to have 50 subscribers, to have a couple of videos with over triple digits in views. Fantastic. Why have you spent a year making 4 videos? Let's get a cadence up on this channel. Commit to posting. I'm not going to say once a week. Like if you could post once every 2 weeks to begin with, that would be a starting point for you.
I agree. Like, okay, so what is this? Camera traps. Okay, so this is like the wildlife. I've seen these where you put them on like a tree and stuff, and it captures, animals going through forests and stuff. So yeah, I get. And by the way, that second thumbnail in the middle there is really cool with the white. I think it's a camera thing. I mean, oh, it's got a line to it. I didn't realize it. It's a good thumbnail too. And he's in the UK. Okay, cool. Recently got a little bump in views here towards that's interesting, in February or just recently. I don't know what that's all. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, you definitely need a lot more content in order for us to kind of get a better idea of what's going on channel, and probably yourself too. You also have to remember, YouTube will be able to find an audience for you the more content you have out there that, is, especially if it's focused around a specific topic. If you don't have the ability to do like Rob said and do it every week or even every 2 weeks, then swing for the fences every time. In other words, put everything you got into every video. If you're only going to be able to do one a month, it has to be an amazing video. That's just the way it is. But if you have time, put out a bunch of things, figure out what works. Like you have your niche figured out. What works for your channel? Just go ahead and start throwing stuff out there as much as possible. You're obviously very clever, so use some of that cleverness in your video content.
Dan, any thoughts channel wise?
I've been looking at this wildlife camera video for a minute, and I'm thinking like, it'd be kind of interesting if the
first one.
Yeah.
This one.
If you have access to this equipment and you've access to like a space where it makes sense, I kind of wonder if you could be one of those channels that hosts like a 24/7 live stream of like nature, like just a couple of different spots, it's a wild idea. And I feel like doing this kind of brainstorming, even if you hate that idea, like doing this kind of brainstorming, sitting down, like what can I do with this stuff? Like, where can I go? Where can I take this? Is important for thinking of new video ideas. So you don't get in this trap of like filming 4 videos in a whole year, so I'd just be thinking like, what are some of the things that are unique in your case? Like you have all this equipment and knowledge, and you might even be in areas that are pretty unique compared to like where a lot of people live. So yeah, what can you do to like get some more videos on the channel?
Let's spend a hot minute critiquing the video itself. So this person is talking about wildlife cameras. The first question is, wouldn't a more suitable setting be outdoors, sat on a bench, maybe talking to camera? The microphone.
Take 12 batteries, which is.
Well, what do you think about audio? Do you think it's good audio or needs a bit of work?
I think it's okay for like my first 4 videos.
True.
But
what do you reckon about the set design?
Yeah, I think it looks like you were sitting in the corner of an Arby's.
I was thinking just a very large bathroom, but yeah, I guess it could be.
It could be a bathroom.
I don't think there are Arby's in the UK, by the way. That's made me chuckle.
Maybe that's why they're there, because it's the only Arby's in the UK. I mean, I said go somewhere that's unique to, you know. Anyway, yeah, I don't think the set design is giving me a lot of like, oh, cool outdoorsy channel vibes. I'm also noticing as you scrub through, yeah, no pattern interrupts at all, no cuts in and out, no B-roll of the cameras or anything like that. So I would like to see, yeah, production wise, just a little bit more. And this is something to work on as time goes on. This stuff can be very intimidating, but you know, adding to your set, adding different B-roll shots of the things you're talking about, that's all kind of comes with just like doing this for a while. But I think ideally that's what we'd like to see as you continue to progress as a creator. And
I also noticed on this one where he's showing the tiles, like the camera's still focused on his face. And so like a little trick of you'd have to probably put the tile in front of your face for the camera to autofocus on the products that you're trying to show. You know, as Dan says, all of these little things. But the reason why we've taken a quick minute to talk about that is the essence of what we do on Wednesdays, right, Dan?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tomorrow, same time this stream started, we're going to be going into videos just like we did and talking about all the different ways we can keep people from clicking off of your videos once they click onto your videos. And we talk about titles and thumbnails a little bit too, but mostly it is the actual core production of the video. And we're having a special guest tomorrow that specializes in things like lighting and sound, and it's going to be awesome.
Cool. Yep. Let's move on to the next channel then. It is Weird Mario Bros. Travis, I think you pre-picked this one.
Yeah, because I almost picked this other one, but then I was like, it's just going to be a negative review. Just for context, it said it was a food channel, and there wasn't a single thing of food on the channel, like nothing. It was all like music videos and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. So then I came across this one, and I'm like, oh, it says Mario. There's Mario. It's me. So I was happy to see that something that said it was is exactly what it was. So Weird Mario Brothers. Now, by it being named this, my expectation is not actually like someone playing Mario Brothers or anything like that. It's something different.
Sure. Yeah.
And they have the WMB at the end of their titles. I wouldn't bother because no one knows what that is. They don't know that's what Weird Mario Brothers, and it's not going to help. Yeah. I think they're doing that because they wanted to associate with their name. They don't need to do that because YouTube search is smart enough to know if you type in Weird Mario Brothers, it's going to bring up your channel as long as it's not just Calvin.
Yeah.
But Calvin, the unfindable, it will find you. You know, is this a review? Is this a story or what's going on here? So I think it's important to, because it just says Super Mario 64 plush, but it doesn't say anything else about it. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm getting. And maybe this is your younger creator, in which case it might be a little bit harder to kind of explain or exactly see what's going on, because it looks like there's a picture of a really young creator. I don't know if that's the creator, that's the brother or whatever. But if it's, you know, if it's a creator that's doing this and is of age or whatever, then I think you need to know what the story is. Are you telling a story every single video? Is this the story of the Mario Brothers doing something together and then of course growing up, and then why is Pikachu there? Like, and then why is Sonic there? So like you have to bring all these things together to have something cohesive so people know exactly what they're getting into. Because I'm not sure what we're getting into.
I think they're starting to go in that direction a little bit, Travis. You know, these latest ones are the Weird Vacation. They use a suitable backdrop in their thumbnail to indicate that these, I guess that these puppets are going on holiday. Bowser Gets Rich, you know, there's a Lamborghini in the background. So now there are some story elements beginning to be told in the thumbnail and the title. But as you say, Travis, there's a journey to this to figuring out what's going to really get somebody to click. But it's already an improvement on just Super Mario Plus 64 or Pikachu. You know, there's a Sonic the Hedgehog. That tells us nothing, whereas these are starting to get a little bit more curious for the viewer.
Yeah. I think they're starting to kind of take on some of that advice, like now that you kind of pointed out and we see the titles and the thumbnails of the new videos. I would wonder if they should start making some really short videos, even YouTube shorts, maybe not YouTube shorts, whatever you think. But I'm kind of wondering if you could do really short sketches with the puppets, just like to get people kind of hooked, right? Like just something like really quick, really funny, like, so because I imagine like a 5-minute edit takes you a while, and coming up with 5 minutes worth of comedy takes a while. Like, what if you started really small and, you know, the video is about one very simple thing that happens, and then you kind of like figure out from there, you scale up. Like you can play with a lot more concepts too, because you're dealing with a lot shorter videos, so you can try a bunch of different things in a short amount of time.
I think that's a really key point, actually, Dan. The creator probably thinking about their target audience, which is probably people of a similar age to them. Let's just assume that they're younger viewers, say 13 or under. The attention span is probably going to be challenging. So, if you watch this video back, let's say, what you could maybe test is, let's watch this video from 2 months ago, because you've probably forgotten about it. You've probably forgotten making it and all of the little intricacies, and then start watching it and say to yourself, would I watch this video if it wasn't made by me? Do I find this interesting enough? And if the answer's no, I'm getting a little bit bored, I'm losing my attention's being lost here, then as Dan says, really focus down on maybe like something that's 1.5 minutes and focus on one singular story that you can tell very quickly. So I love that as a suggestion, Dan. Trying not necessarily shorts, just shorter form content on the channel.
Yeah.
So that is Weird Mario Bros. And we're just past the top of the hour, which means that we begin the next phase of our live stream that looks a little like this. That is right. It's the infamous claw. And if you are new here on the live stream, let me explain how this is going to work. You've been submitting your channels both yesterday and during this live stream, and we now have 655 submissions on the non-gaming channel. We have 627 submissions on the gaming channel. That's a lot of channels. That's over 1,200 channels.
So that means there's 16,000 people watching the live stream right now, right? I did the math in my head.
Sure. Good math there. So we adjust this claw to make sure that everybody is considered for selection. So I'll go a little bit over. Now we delve into this collection of balls. We pick out a number, completely random, 289. We take that number to our form. We put that number in here. And then we grab the URL. And we take a look at this channel. We've not done any research on these. We've not pre-selected them or anything. First impressions. The key question we're always going to ask ourselves as viewers is, am I in the right place? Is this the content I want to watch? And for Piney Woods Texan, they're exploring East Texas. I think the thumbnails tend to explain that. It's very much a travel vlog. I'm getting that vibe. So if I'm interested in East Texas, maybe I'm going there on vacation, maybe I'm moving there to live, I know I'm in the right place. That is an excellent start for a creator. Within 20 seconds, we've established that. Brilliant stuff. Travis, what else can you see on this channel?
I mean, a lot of these videos have a lot of views, especially if they just started like a month ago. It's kind of crazy. They do have like a branding color style. The thumbnails are not too bad. Some are a little cluttered. I've noticed like some of them are quite a bit cluttered. Some are not bad. And they have kind of a vibe to them overall, kind of a, antique thing going, and the kind of, I don't know, kind of small town vibe to it. I like what I see here. I guess the question is like, is this just to talk about kind of the area, or is it like a vlog? I'm just personally curious as to like what the overall thing is. And okay, so it's literally about this one little place, which is cool. There's literally nothing wrong about that. The interesting thing about this is if you look at this as a potential monetization situation, you're probably not going to get like millions of views on videos because you have to be interested in this area. However, because it's so specifically targeted, businesses and stuff in your area might actually be interested in working with you, because if someone searches for something, they're probably going to find it on, especially if you do like a review of a store or something like that, on your channel is probably going to pop up. Because you're so not triggered, but you're so laser focused on it, you might actually come up with some really cool SEO wins on this. So I love stuff like this, as long as you understand kind of that there is kind of a ceiling to how many views something about a smaller town will get, but what you can do in that is kind of amazing. So I applaud this channel.
So they haven't got any links or affiliates in their descriptions yet, Travis. So maybe it's now time to start reaching out to local businesses, saying, look, I know we only get 400 people watching this content, but these 400 people are laser focused on this particular place in Texas. We could maybe do some have a working relationship here in, you know, what I can sell to my audience. Dan, what's jumping into your mind with this channel? It just seems to be all set up and ready for success in such a short space of time.
Yeah, very short space of time. I mean, this is a lot of I like how many videos they have up. I like the strategies that are being used. I think there's a couple of examples. Again, like if we were just looking at incremental improvements, one thumbnail to me that looks a bit busy is the latest one, the store tour kind of thumbnail. You're in focus, the store is in focus. Like I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be looking at, and it's a really big zoomed out photo. I'm kind of wondering if some of your videos, when let's say in the video, it's a 15-minute video, so I don't know what happens, but let's say in the video you find something really interesting, right? Yeah. Could your thumbnail be you with a blurred background holding like this, or
could
like
it be that? Yeah.
Could it be the most interesting item that you found that day as a way to kind of get people in? Because you're shopping for antiques, right? And you have the address of the store and all that stuff, which is great. So show like an antique rather than maybe the entire store, because when you're scrolling through YouTube, it just kind of looks like a mishmash of colors, you know, and then you may just keep scrolling. So it could be something to play with as time goes on. There are thumbnails that are a lot clearer than others, like the Five Below thumbnail, you know, really, really easy to see what's going on there. Antique store tour makes sense to me because the text is pretty easy to read and you got an arrow pointing into a store. So all that's working. But yeah, I would be playing with, you know, some more close up, because it looks like the theme with all the thumbnails is zoomed out, you know, way zoomed out.
So I think that the general vibe of this is that they're visiting all of the stores in this area to begin with. They have done one, it looks to be maybe a museum or a place of interest, but it tends to be store reviews right now. And I know of many channels that are particularly successful in the thrift hauling and discount store tours. I'm not saying that your channel is going to turn into one of them, but I'm just wondering what this channel does when they've been everywhere in this local area. You know, how do they expand the content out beyond this?
I
that's
wonder,
probably a question for like 6 to 12 months time.
Yeah, and while when you get to that point though, I kind of wonder, like, when you find some cool stuff, like how do you incorporate it into your own designs at home? You know, like when you find stuff like this, you're going to display it somewhere. So you could also incorporate some like inspirational content in there as well. I don't know if that would be a good fit. Something I would test though, once you get to that point where you feel like, okay, I've been to like every store 6 times and I don't know what else to do. Like I would be thinking, like, if I'm the viewer and I'm shopping with you and I'm seeing all this cool stuff and I'm like, and you pick something up and you buy it and I'm like, that's kind of interesting. I don't know what I would do with it. Maybe as a viewer, I would be more inspired if you brought it home and said, so I think this is perfect on this windowsill. And, you know, you could maybe consider that too.
Yeah, so very positive, encouraging things here from Piney Woods Texan. I think they've gained 5 subscribers since we've been auditing the channel. The one thing I would change is the channel banner. You know, a wilderness camping channel. That's a vibe I get from a channel banner. That could do with updating at some point. Not urgently, but I think that's something you can definitely tackle. All right, let's now move on to our first gaming channel of the random number picker. It is channel number 59. And this could be our first Roblox channel of the week.
Oh,
a little surprising. Kazara. No, it's not a. Hang on. Did I get it right? Roblox anime gaming channel. Is that the right one? Yeah, it's the right channel. Okay. This doesn't look like Roblox at all. Some of it does.
I think the ABA thing, maybe that's Roblox because I'm seeing the characters.
Oh. Huh.
Anime Battle Arena. Okay. This is making a little more sense now.
Okay.
All right.
So you just would never see that from the thumbnails. So is that is that a problem or a strength? Because the view counts are very encouraging.
I would say maybe it is targeting the viewers that play this, you know, that kind of get the reference. I kind of wonder if ABA itself, especially in the anime thumbnails, is doing all the heavy lifting for trying to explain what it is you're going to watch. And if you're familiar with the logo ABA and you know what that means, then maybe you click on the video. But I kind of wonder, and I would look at some other YouTubers, see what they're doing. I would kind of wonder why you wouldn't just stick to using the Roblox characters so the message is crystal clear when someone scrolls by your content. Maybe just ABA Roblox. See, a lot of people doing the split screen thing.
Yeah.
Some anime. 8 hours ago. Oh, wow. So, yeah, a lot of the top videos are
This is
very
a hot
recent.
topic right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when we go into the search and we see that everything is within the last, I'd say 24 hours. So content is being recycled all of the time for this search term. This means it's a window of great opportunity. Our tools here are suggesting that the search volume is all right, but the competition is very low right now, which probably explains why this channel is having some breakthrough content.
Yeah, and the videos are pretty short. So if you come across a new creator, you might be willing to give them a shot because it's like, it's a 1-2 minute video. What's the worst that can happen? I would be working on thumbnail quality. You've picked possibly a good niche. I would go all in on this. If you were doing anything else in the past, kind of messing around, like it's time to go all in on this. It looks like you have, and I will be testing out all kinds of different thumbnails. Some of these ones that with over 1,000 views, go back and see, like, because maybe these thumbnails were just really clear. Maybe the anime characters with ABA works super well. Lately, they've gotten away from this.
Yeah,
and that's my concern for you. I think maybe you're, experimenting maybe too much.
Maybe we won't watch any more of it. I was a little hesitant to click on one, and within a second, I wish I hadn't.
Instant regret. After we scrolled down, we saw that this channel's had a lot of success with much cleaner thumbnails. So, right there. 29,000 views. Look at that. You're in a really good space, I think. I think you're in a good spot on YouTube, but at a certain point, you didn't continue making those thumbnails. So I'm wondering when, or maybe you pivoted for a reason. Maybe you're worried about copyright problems or anything like that. But I would be then testing different thumbnails because we saw one, the top search had the game in like one half and then some anime on the other half. So what isn't going to work is this latest one.
Sorry, I wasn't supposed to do that again.
Rob, you said you weren't going to make a video.
I was supposed to be doing the search again. There you go.
Yeah, so the game does make it into some of these thumbnails, and I'm kind of thinking it's worth testing.
I don't know why, but I'm getting the impression that this is somewhat of an adult game to a certain extent.
What gave you that impression?
Probably means that it's very appealing to the sort of audience who probably should be watching this content. But anyway, let's move on before I dig myself a ginormous hole I can't get out of. We'll audit a non-gaming channel. This is 252. So
everyone say nice things about the claw, and maybe it'll pick your channel.
Maybe.
Nicked Dower. Not sure how to pronounce your channel name. So just looking at the shorts, this looks as if they're I'm going to guess that they're popping water balloons in slow motion. That's the vibe I get.
Let's watch it, please. There's a lot of views on these.
Let's check it out.
Oh,
it's not. So they put.
Wait, was that ice?
Is there freezer balloon?
You freeze a water balloon.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
I think the cut in the beginning is too short. Like
it's too weird. Like that, it was weird. Let's go to another one. Let's find another one.
Yeah.
more.
I want to see more, just in case I missed something.
Yeah.
That was a little better.
Oh, it's interesting.
Do you not think this requires a bit of a setup in that you should show you
The
filling
water
up the balloon, shoving it in a fridge, and then doing that? Like do all of that in 3 or 4 seconds?
It's almost like they were like, let's just get to the part everyone's watching. But to be honest, part of the setup is, I think, interesting.
I would be getting a better angle on the balloon getting cut. I feel like if that's the intro, that needs to be like, slowed down a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, that one broke. Okay, so looks like a very popular TikTok niche right now. And this channel is crushing it to a certain extent on this topic.
Mm-hmm. Tags not needed in the titles of these.
Yeah,
kind of a TikTok thing. Not.
Oh, by the way, I noticed something the other day. So, and people maybe already know this, and I just wasn't aware. So, remember when Shorts first came out? There was a lot of like, we're trying to figure it out, and usually it takes a day for Shorts to get on the short shelf and stuff.
Yeah,
it appears that, and I don't know if that was because of the way people were uploading them, but have you guys noticed? And again, this might be so common knowledge, and because I've only recently started doing any kind of shorts, this is new to me. Did you notice that if you instead of uploading shorts on your computer, you just do it through the phone, they go on the short shelf right away, like within 30 minutes?
Really?
The last 2 shorts I've done were on the short shelf in less than 30 minutes, actually less than 15 minutes.
Well, so that is really interesting because we have, I don't know if you call this a chronic problem, but whenever we upload a short, we get no traffic of, like a stupid traffic from shorts, and it still goes through all of it. I mean, look at what's happened there. Can you see the browse?
Yeah, browse went up.
It was on browse, but it's a short. We killed it. YouTube's recommendation system didn't like it, but on shorts, it's more consistent.
Did you upload it through your computer or through your phone?
Through computer, and that's what we do. That's what we do on
the last 2 I've done on phone, and they immediately were on short shelf, and they tested very fast. Now they died very fast because YouTube. So for those of you that were on the vidIQ Max call when we did with Todd from YouTube, which again is a benefit of being part of vidIQ Max, who Todd is one of the main guys who works on the YouTube algorithm, told us that one of the changes to the algorithm, so to speak, lately, and one of the only few changes that might be of interest, is that they start testing things faster now. So a lot of people would say, well, my videos used to last a lot longer. Now they're dying very fast. Well, what's happening is YouTube's testing them faster, getting the information about them, and then just kind of shutting off the faucet, so to speak, unless it can find more people right away. And I found that that's the case for shorts, but it's giving a big swath of views. So on my, I don't want to talk about my new channel, but on that channel, 1,500 views in the first 30 minutes. And it's it was the first ever short. I had never uploaded a short on there before. And it just immediately like, whoop, short shelf. So what I think is happening is through the app, there might be like some metadata or something that's tagging it as a short. So YouTube doesn't have to figure it out as it would during desktop. I think it just knows and it goes, here you go.
I think the figuring it out bit is the most important because I've been uploading shorts now for a very long time. And I'm noticing that computer like uploads are finding their way into the short shelf almost instantaneously. And it was not like that at first. And I kind of wonder if now like my channel's built up, maybe something like it knows what that looks like, or maybe just shorts in general is starting to learn like, and maybe,
something has changed. I'll just put it that way, but in a good way.
Yes. Yeah. You used to have to wait regardless. But yeah, I can see that. Like, there's no reason for YouTube to try and figure anything out if you did it from your phone. It made it. It made the content.
Exactly.
So we're not saying here this is a cast iron advice.
Right.
We've noticed a shift in, or Travis has noticed some interesting anecdotal evidence of data. Maybe it's worth testing, and I think we're definitely going to try that. So Travis, did you upload it as a short? So did you like go to the phone?
I know exactly what you're asking.
And then upload the short there.
The video was edited. I airdropped it to my phone, and then I uploaded it using the app. So it was edited on a computer, but I uploaded it through the phone. So yes.
But did you go to the shorts player and then add a video clip, or did you just upload it from a mobile phone?
I went to the phone. I went to my YouTube app, and at the bottom I hit plus, and it says create a short. Then I hit that.
Right. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So you went through the shorts uploading experience completely.
But then I selected it from my camera. Reel.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been getting tweets from somebody. Sorry, I'm going to continue this conversation. I've been getting tweets from somebody.
Let's do it.
Who is trying to like flag us down and say, "Hey, I made a remix. I used YouTube Shorts tool to create a remix, and look how many views it got." And it was they have this channel they're testing, and I don't have the link to the channel, but the video they showed me, just the graph was 60,000 plus views in a very short amount of time. And I think what they're trying to figure out is, okay, wait a minute, does remix automatically mean 60,000 views? And while that is interesting, I think what they probably did was just made a really good video. I guess the counter argument to this is I don't think what we're saying is The secret, quote unquote, is to use the shorts tools. It's just that we notice that maybe YouTube is increasing their discoverability in terms of like the speed it gets discovered, because it doesn't have to think at all about, is this a short or not? And when you use the remix tool, it'd be the same thing. You're using YouTube's tools to create something. You just happen to do a really good job, and so it got 60,000 views. I don't think it has anything to do with YouTube's like, oh, we're going to give you 60,000 views because you used our feature. Thank you for using our feature. It doesn't really work like that.
So is this ASMR?
I say ASMR.
Well,
can you hear anything?
It's got music. It's music, so there's no smashing of ice or anything.
Yeah, I don't think they know what ASMR is. But
so I want to see it smash on concrete. It's bugging me that it smashes in grass.
Yeah, so I think there's just variations of this that they could continue to do. I would love to see it in slow motion. Like
yes,
throw any ice and like in super slow motion, like 960 frames. If you've got a Galaxy S, whatever can do that. I guess there is a shelf life to this topic. You're probably going to have to figure out ways to what is the next trend similar to this that your audience is going to enjoy. Start thinking about content like that. As for this latest one, I don't get it. I don't know why this video is on the channel at all. It's just completely left field, slapping me in the face with a kipper. What's going on there? Because I mean, you've done some spot the emoji challenges. I can see why that is kind of like connected. But this, what looks to be possibly a 1-minute documentary on the world's deadliest tribe, another channel I would suspect. Let's pick out a gaming channel. Good side conversation there about YouTube Shorts. I enjoyed that. Let's see what we've got now. 402. It's the next one. Is a gaming channel that's surpassed 1,000 subscribers, I think, and they call themselves Not Ander.
Well, the banner says Anders, and I'm just confused.
Okay.
But it's not Ander.
It says it's not, but it says Ander.
Why do I still care?
That's a great question. Big Purple.
Yeah. Go on, Dan. Take it away.
So, okay. What they're doing in some of their thumbnails is very interesting to me. So, can I win a Bed Wars game with inverted controls? And you have to pay attention to it, but I see what you did with the keyboard there. You know, you've swapped WASD around. I think that's clever. I think they are, you know, again, this is one of those channels like on the cusp of like greatness, perhaps. Just seeing that level of like creativity in a thumbnail. You bothered to really try and communicate what you're doing. So I do like that. You've done a lot of videos now in the last month, and it kind of looks like maybe you've taken a break in Bed Wars. It's making me wonder, because these look pretty high quality, is Bed Wars as a topic finally starting to kind of trend down? Is that why these videos aren't doing better? They're doing some cuts in their content here. They could just leave it still, but they're punching in and out of the character. So this is the game itself. Yeah, I would be looking at, because you're getting some views, very steady views. I'd be looking at your retention, seeing if people are sticking out through your entire video. I'd be doing some research into Bed Wars itself. I'm a little bit concerned for the popularity of Bed Wars. It's been around for years now. I feel like ever since I started at vidIQ, Bed Wars like channels were a thing. You know, just very specifically Bed Wars channels. These games have a shelf life, and I kind of wonder. I'd be surprised if Bed Wars was still like a hot topic.
We didn't watch much of a video there, but I felt like the editing lacked somewhat of a typical Minecraft excitement.
I can't hear it, so.
Well, you can hear the screaming, but I was meaning like, you know, in this video we're going to do this because this terrifying thing is going to happen. You know, all of the text jumping on screen and stuff. I mean, there is some editing going on here, but just the expectation and standard that's been set by other YouTube content creators playing similar content. I wonder if there's. I mean, the relatively long videos,
Mhm.
like if the audience retention is dropping off quite significantly in the first 2 or 3 minutes, would it be worth experimenting making a video that's half as long, for example?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be looking at that for sure, because if with titles and thumbnails this nice and clear, I'm confused. You've been doing this a while now.
Yeah.
I'm finding myself confused. So I'm wondering if it's retention or topic. That's kind of what I've narrowed
Yeah.
it down to.
Alrighty.
Do you want to do a search for Bed Wars real quick, like just to see?
I can do.
Someone in chat is also claiming that Bed Wars is not what it used to be, but
Is it Roblox or Minecraft? It's Minecraft, right?
Roblox has it too, but Minecraft is what we want.
Yeah.
Hiding beds and chests.
5 hours one day, 4 years ago.
Okay.
So there's a mix. There's stuff being recycled on the main channel in the last 24 hours, last week.
Yeah, but what are some of these other creators doing? Maybe you could get in on some other games that are becoming popular alongside this. You know, I'd be kind of curious. I'd be just trying some things. That's all you can do when you're in this situation. Like I'm doing some pretty good thumbnails. I'm playing with my titles. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Keep testing things for sure.
All right, channel 58, and what I'm going to make sure to do now, because we've had another glut of submissions, I want to make sure that we're including everyone in our picks. So I'll go up to 725. But now we are auditing this channel, which is channel 58. Sorry, Calvin, unfindable. You're going to be unfindable once again as I replace your page.
No, we audited Calvin's about to be the most findable because
of
the work we've done here today.
Psy Mood piano versions. Okay, so within 10 seconds, I can see that you're doing piano covers of video games. Looks to be.
I like that. I think that's cool.
Is there any here that I recognize?
Oh, the Zelda one? I'm curious.
See, what I mean, if it was me, of all of these games that I'm going to be playing, I would start with the most recognized theme. So from Zelda, I'd be doing the overworld theme.
Yeah, of course.
As the first ones. Okay, yeah, this is recognizable as well.
What happened to the camera?
A little crooked.
I kind of feel like I'm tilting to the side. Like, is it me?
Let's okay, let's see if that has improved then, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Have they projected the game onto the wall?
Oh,
look at that. Oh, smooth transition. I like that. Couple camera angles. It's great.
so we're encouraged here. I think, view counts. What this is that you're getting solid view counts from your core audience, get more views and subscribers every single video. We want to try and get a breakout piece of content here, don't we? So, as I say, whether it's Zelda, Destiny, Halo, picking the most recognizable, most popular song and really pitching that in the thumbnail and the title would be something I would be certainly trying to tackle here.
I'll be trying some new games too, like just the biggest hit releases, like what was the big one that everyone's playing earlier in the year?
Elden Ring.
Yes, yeah. There's got to be some music in that. It might be a little late for Elden Ring, but stuff that's like that caliber of like game.
I do remember Sudoku 2 as well. There was a really fantastic piece of. No, it's not that. I was thinking it was something else. What do we think? Thumbnails, titles.
Is the One Piece? What is that? Is that the name of something? It says One Piece. Is that?
Yeah, that's like I think it's a game.
Okay, just need to be on light reflection.
I want to see what other people are doing in terms of thumbnails. I mean, we've seen that one before. That requires some setup.
That Halo one? That looks crazy.
Yeah. It's where you set up some sort of, I mean,
Of course it's going to do well because look how interesting that is.
That just looks visually satisfying. I guess there's a question of if the creator wanted to try and add some more visual flair and style, could they do something like that? They're already improving. You know, we've gone from the tilted camera angle to jump cuts going in and out of the piano and stuff.
That's a Beyonce song. So you gotta look at the.
Oh, you see.
It's this guy's just dominating.
Now that we're here.
The problem is now you can't really do this without obviously copying this person, because I can't imagine there's many people that are like it's an obvious.
This is my favorite
video
game theme of all time.
Right.
I just love that tune.
I love Ave Maria from Hitman. Such a eerie song during that game. Oh, loved it.
I don't want to really tell you this, Travis, but I played Hitman for 2 hours earlier on this week, and I thought this game's not for me, and I uninstalled it.
Oh, so good.
Oh no.
Stealth games, I've been burned by Metal Gear Solid, and ever since then, stealth games I just want to get in there and kill everybody off.
But do it.
You can. You totally can.
You're not encouraged to, but you totally can beat the mission that way.
You totally can. I mean, there's a YouTuber whose like biggest series of video game videos is Kill Everyone Challenge on Hitman. I watch him all the time, where he just goes and kills everybody, like literally everybody. And he's got millions of views from doing that over the last
Well, you see,
years.
what I've gone from is Hitman to Yakuza. And that's completely different. You are allowed to kick and punch everybody at all times. Anyway, where were we? So we're thinking of maybe picking out some really popular themes from these video games, like the most popular, most recognizable theme tune. Going after something that's very recent as well, if possible, because these games do look a little bit dated, and there are still some potential production elements that they could improve in terms of how they film them, perhaps. I mean, piano tracks do naturally lead to a softer, more relaxing type of vibe.
Unless you are Seth Everman. His channel is legendary because he's done incredible things with game music and parodies and stuff. Yeah, Seth Everman, just phenomenal and really funny.
And then maybe the last thing you could do is, once you've finished a series of videos on a soundtrack, like you have 3 Skyrim ones here at least, maybe 3 or 4, put that into like a longer video. So it's almost like you're taking a playlist of these videos but actually putting them into one video. So you've got like a 12 to 15 minute orchestral piano score of a particular game that you've played the piano music to. Once you've finished. But it also, like, why did you do these One Piece ones 11 months ago? And now you've returned to it in the last couple of videos. Unless there's a new version of the game or a re-release. I'm confused why you would jump topic or have such a huge gap between them. Might be another question from a content perspective. I'm going to pick another channel out. This is 557. I think this may be another channel I'm going to struggle to pronounce. Fendello Naz. Let's go with that. Pranks, reaction vlogs, and more.
Not much more. There's some.
So some big gaps here. Well, all right, they started the channel 3 weeks ago, essentially. They made one random video 2 years ago. Promising view counts on this one. Mm-hmm. For a start, let's just start up again. 300 views. Doing a try not to laugh challenge.
Yeah, the latest video is pretty promising as well.
Okay. I feel as if, Travis, you may be able to offer some content ideas for this one. Some interesting adventures that this creator is trying to do.
2 years, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. Okay, so just in the last couple of weeks, they're starting to get started back up. I liked asking for a job at McDonald's as a student. That's kind of a fun little thing. And it did really well in 6 days for the subscriber size. My goodness. So, and look at what's going on here. Oh, okay, that's from The Office. And then they're just zipping a bunch of edits in to make it kind of fun and memey, I suppose. So I'm curious what happens here. Like, so I like this. There's a lot of YouTubers that do stuff like this, and I love the idea behind it. You can try it at multiple places and see if people get a binge session. So you did McDonald's, or you did, okay, sorry, at restaurants, you're just showing McDonald's. And then do it at hotels, and then do it at just do it at different places. And if people binge that, then they can continue to kind of, follow you along, and then you can try other things, other reactions and pranks and all the other stuff you want to do. It's interesting.
I think the thumbnails are of a solid standard for where they're at now. Like, I think this one in particular, very simple, jumps out at me. This one a little more confusing, and the text doesn't quite work as well on this one. This one I think is, again, the standards going up, but you would probably want to increase that text a bit more. And is there a more suitable stock piece of footage you could use to represent a McDonald's manager, maybe, than guy in suit, perhaps?
It'd be funny if you just put guy in suit, but then crudely put like a McDonald's cap on him.
Yeah, that'd be funny. So some encouraging stuff. Some good subscriber numbers, good view counts. It looks from the video content that it was well edited, and yeah, I think this is just the start of your journey. Continue to explore this over the next, I'd say, 3 to 6 months. Cadence feels like you're probably going to be doing a video every 1 or 2 weeks. So you'll have like a body of work in those 3 to 6 months to then start to make some long-term content decisions about whether you're going to do reactions or pranks or challenges in the long run. Because, yeah, just looking at the value proposition here, it's the commas and the ands, which dilutes the target audience and why they should be watching, which would be the question you need to answer eventually. So channel 327, this is going to be a gaming channel. All right. While this channel is loading up, I highly encourage you to subscribe to the vidIQ channel in the next couple of minutes, or else you may be excluded from what's coming next. So that's my pre-warning to you as we look at Dark Blaine, a game I am not familiar with at all here.
Awakened Solace.
Awakened Solace.
I don't know what that is. Looks like it might be a mobile game.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of those look like sticky notes in the thumbnails.
Okay, so this is putting some effort into how to record it as a mobile game. I like that. Filming himself and then the game. Sorry, Travis, what was your question? They look like sticky notes, some of these.
A lot of them look like sticky notes, the thumbnails. But those are short, so I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah. But why do they all look the same?
They're doing these pop quizzes.
Oh, so it's just taking the, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just an unfortunate side effect of it. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So definitely mobile gaming channel. I'm going to assume that these games they're playing are similar. They would appeal to maybe the same kind of player. I don't know much about them, but just from the very tiny thumbnails I can see, they do look like they have a lot of similarities, which would always be like our first bit of advice. But what I'm not seeing, I guess it's because I'm having a really hard time focusing because they're shorts. I'm not seeing because these games look complex. So have they done any kind of long form how-to content or any challenges? One of them covers the patch notes, which, okay.
Is this literally Away from Keyboard Arena?
I think so. Yeah. See, these thumbnails seem a lot cleaner to me.
Yeah.
A little more intrigue here. How whales build awakened heroes. That seems like a very interesting concept for a title. Whales being people who play these types of games and dump a lot of money into them. Top 5 endgame teams. So I would definitely be doing searches in this category to see if you can come up with similar ideas. Take those ideas, bring your own spin on them. As far as shorts go, there's shorts that you've done that work better than others. I'd be looking at that, trying to see, okay, like what was it about these shorts that's performed really well? Is it the topic I'm doing? Is it the way I'm speaking? Is it the pacing? And continue to make incremental improvements there. Yeah, I'm struggling. I don't know the space too well, and you're playing like a bunch of different stuff, but again, I'm assuming it's all geared towards the same kind of player. I'm just not seeing a lot of like attempts when it comes to the long form content. I'm not seeing a lot of intrigue in the titles or the thumbnails, and so I'm not seeing a lot of like attempts to like capture that long form audience.
This would be a good example. Patch notes, presumably for the game. We've got this weird stacking of titles. They're using this pipe to separate different parts of a title. So you end up writing 3 titles all in once and then having it cut off. Getting some new events. The thumbnail needs to tell us more. Like, I guess if there's an event, wouldn't it be a suitable screenshot to attach to that, as opposed to like literally the patch notes, which you can't read in the thumbnail? Now, what's the most exciting thing from this patch that you could maybe illustrate? And it might be a graphic, a loading screen, something that helps you tell a viewer, show the viewer more about what's in the content itself.
A lot of games I follow that cover patch notes, like creators that cover patch notes, they don't say patch notes for version whatever of the game. They talk about the most interesting or controversial thing coming to the game, and they give their take on that specifically. They talk about the other things in the notes, but they're like, AFK Arena is adding blank, and they give you a little bit in the title and thumbnail about how they feel about that. So that could be something else to consider as well.
I mean, this creates curiosity. Like, it's an update. Oh, they've screwed something up again, haven't they? Just from that thumbnail telling us, we probably won't be able to read that, but the fact that this is pointing to something that could be disastrous for the update, that's a good example of a thumbnail. Whereas going back to yours, it's just a screen on a website, I presume.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Dark Blaine. Now, something may have happened to you in a live chat that you might not be able to comment. And that's because I've just turned on subscriber mode only. So you have to be subscribed. Yes, we don't care about subscribers except for when we're trolling you and getting you to subscribe. And the reason for that is because we're going to switch from our random ball picker because we have so many people who've submitted. 1,300 people have submitted, but there are 700 people watching. So half of the people who submitted are no longer watching. So we want to make sure that the next people who get selected are watching the live stream live. So can we think of a suitable piece of text that we should get people to type in to be picked for this for the random giveaway section?
I only need to type this once and then I can relax.
No, that's too long.
No, it's perfect.
How about we found Calvin?
There you go. I love it.
There we go. So if you type that in, we found Calvin. We'll give it just a couple of minutes. No, we'll give it 30 seconds. I wonder if that one entrant right now is Calvin. That would be hilarious. All right, now we've got some more entrants. We'll just let that tick up for a little while, and then we'll pick one of these to audit. If we can find you on YouTube.
So it has to be one word. We found Calvin. It has to be said. Well, if you say it more than once, the StreamYard tool literally doesn't know. It just takes the first time you say it and no others after that. So after you do type this, feel free to hang out, kick back and chat. Chat will probably be ruined with all the new people coming in typing in as well. But you don't need to sit there, getting all kinds of problems with your fingers typing that over and over again. You can just chill.
All right, so I think we have a suitable number of entrants now. I'm also finding as well that for some reason the YouTube chat is hiding some of these comments. I don't know if it's because they've commented more than once or something. And is slow mode on? Did I forget?
Yes, I put that on.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. Right, so let's pick one of these people for a genuine channel audit. And the first person is going to be
Gio Antonelli.
All right, Gio. Yeah, we can't help saying an Italian name in an Italian accent when we're not Italians. But that's just the way of things. So by Gio Antonelli has 22,000 subscribers. First of all, congratulations on your success. But what I see is a discrepancy between those view counts and those subscriber counts.
What's the most popular video? 'Cause
Yes,
that's immediately my
so-
first thing. Like, what brought people here?
Let's see if there's a viral video that is causing friction. No. Now. What does this mean?
Portugal, living in
As
Italy,
the
but there's
channel-
different languages. There's Portuguese, there's English.
Also has the channel unlisted some videos because it's rare to have so many subscribers when your most viewed video is 20,000.
Yeah, it's only
views.
20,000. Yeah.
So I'm seeing some travel vloggy stuff, like what you should do in Milan, then food in Milan. But then, as you say, as rightly pointed out here, Travis, although weirdly the view counts are very similar despite the mixed languages.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube will tell you that they eventually can find the right people, but I mean, once you get here and then you look and you're like, oh, maybe I'll subscribe to this channel, and you see the languages all over the place, maybe you don't subscribe. You know what I mean? And you got to also remember it's a 20,000 subscriber channel with only 400 and 500 views on some of these. So that's something I think I'm trying to understand like what this channel actually is about, and if it is jumping between languages or something, or if that was just a one-time deal.
Let's just check this one then.
Talvez a Holanda não seja o melhor país para se morar na União Europeia. Eu vou falar para vocês o porquê. Oi, eu sou
Okay, so let me watch this video.
Em certos momentos da vida, mudanças são necessárias e
Completely
indispensáveis
different vibe altogether.
que comece e a roda volte a girar. Às vezes nós vemos algumas
Right, so
sobre as nossas
there are English subtitles.
Yeah.
So this could be a case of, because I'm watching this video with language set to English on YouTube, this creator has created an English translation, which is why it's appearing in English. Let me just check this one.
Milão é a capital urbana aqui da Itália.
Okay, so I think they're all in one language. It's just the creator's taken time to translate some of the titles of some of these.
But why?
Some videos.
So then my
yeah.
question is why? Because if you've done it so people who speak English can find it, but they don't speak Brazilian, they don't speak Portuguese,
Yeah.
then what's the point? So why even bother? I wouldn't have bothered. If it's a Brazilian channel and none of it's in English, there's literally no reason really to put any kind of English stuff on here, especially if the stuff is more suited around Brazilian culture or anything. This doesn't look that way. This is more Italian. I don't know. I don't see the point of the English subtitles here, especially if it's going to be in a language that isn't. I think it's just too much work, personally.
Nicely edited, by the way. As we
Yeah, I mean, the video content itself looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, anything to chime in with here?
Yeah, when they said they did the translation for YouTube, I was kind of wondering if they meant that they did something to their channel that translates it for depending on what region you're in, but that can't be true because some videos are not translated. So to me, you were getting views that were, pretty respectable like just a year ago, and now they've dipped quite significantly. And the biggest change I'm seeing is the change in language. It's not the only thing. I mean, you have some foreign language videos that are not doing as well. You have some English videos that are doing okay. So I don't know. I guess the lack of consistency in the language is something I'm tempted, without seeing the data for myself, it's something I'm tempted to blame here because of the spiky views. But it could also be maybe the topic itself. It just could be that simple.
Yeah.
It could be sometimes Yeah.
Let me clarify my thought, because someone said they disagree, which is fine. Everyone can disagree with what I say, but it makes no sense to translate something when the title and thumbnail is in a different language. It's irrelevant. If I only speak English, I don't care if you translate this, because I'm not even going to know what this is about. I'm not going to click the video. It's irrelevant. So that's my point, is if the video itself is in English, okay, fine. If it's not, but the thumbnail and stuff is in English, then maybe I'll click it. But as an English speaker only, I'm never going to click it to find out that it is subtitled. And even then, if you're going to make me read while I'm on YouTube, it better be really compelling stuff. It better be something that I'm really looking forward to, and no one else is giving it in just English. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't do it and don't do it. I'm just saying I don't understand the purpose behind it. I don't think it's a good use of translation. There are tons of reasons why you would translate something. I just don't, in my opinion, think this is one of them.
It's weird to have the thumbnail text and the title not match the language.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
For me, that's the problem.
you should definitely target a certain type of viewer with your channel, but especially per video, you should really be targeting a specific kind of viewer, and that viewer should, be willing to be able to understand the whole video, from the title, the thumbnail to the actual things you're saying. So it makes it's kind of jarring for us. We're like, whoa, like who's finding these videos and what experience are they getting when they get in? Like if they click on a video like the latest one, which is in English, and you're speaking some other language, like what's...
But here's the thing. He can verify this with his own metrics. He doesn't even have to listen to us. All you have to do is go on your analytics and see your retention by country, because you'll see the view duration by country. And if it's about the same, then ignore us.
Yep.
If it's way off, this is why.
Yep.
So always take what we say, as part of the overall thing. Data is going to tell you everything. So go into your analytics, go by country, figure out like if it's, because you also see what people are doing English, if they're using the closed captioning, look at all that as a data set. And then if it's really low and you don't know why, this is why.
Moving beyond the language.
But it's beautiful. Look, the thumbnails are great. The video production is awesome.
Yeah.
It's great.
So I guess my question is, if it's nothing to do with language, what could potentially be the challenge here? And it might be, we're going from digital minimalism to Italian street food to things you should do in Milan to a vlog. Perhaps there's also a bit of lifestyle vloggy topic jumping here as well, which might be another reason why the channel is getting somewhat spiky views on their content. I mean, it tends to be consistent, like 300, 400, 400, 400, but then occasionally have 1,000, 3,000, 12,000. This one I would imagine is doing well because of its search potential. Is it worth living in Italy? Those are the questions I'm asking beyond the language conundrum. Okay, we'll pick another one here. Now we now have 350 people who've submitted for this part of a live stream. Thank you for sticking with us. It's rainy. It certainly hasn't been in Vancouver for about 3 months. I'm at that point where when it actually rains, I'm going to run outside and do that thing that Tim Robbins does in Shawshank Redemption. I'm just going to sit there, stand, and be embraced by the rain.
This is not the channel. No, this isn't. This is.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. There, wasn't that right? Hang on. Thanks, Stan.
It's just a big R.
I just, yeah. There we go. Thank you, Dan, for correcting me. All right.
Looks the same. Kind of does, actually.
All right.
So, they've just started again 3 days ago with Fortnite sucks, Fortnite in 2022, Fortnite is a short. So we're definitely pinning their flag to the Fortnite mast going forward.
Yeah. So there's not a lot of videos here. So we would normally tell you to, first of all, welcome to YouTube and or welcome back rather. And
a junk rift? Dude, there's a junk rift.
I'm always amazed how people.
What's it called? A junk rift.
They're capturing everything, captioning everything.
Oh, it's a junk rift?
That must take a lot of time.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's pretty acceptable, and a lot of people do it. But I just always think of like, how long does that take? My gosh.
Yeah. So that video we just watched, I I kind of wondered, they named the short version of it Junk Rift, but they didn't, the long version of it did not get the same treatment. And I'm kind of wondering why.
Yeah,
but the title for long form video is going to go a lot farther than the title for a short. So I think the pitch of your videos would be the thing to work on, just in seeing that short clip there. What's a junk rift in Fortnite, or, finding every junk rift in Fortnite. Try and think of, just that interesting, simple title. Because Fortnite in 2022 is, while I get where you're coming from there, like, okay, this is like every game in Fortnite. It's not, it doesn't give the audience enough, to latch on to. So if you talk about a specific thing in Fortnite, they're more likely to click because they kind of know what to expect.
And the usual shorts problems. not really catering to the viewing experience for a short, so that everything is letterboxed in.
Yeah, we want to see this cropped in. It doesn't look like on the sides of the screen we're missing anything. So you absolutely in your editing software need to crop in so it fills the entire 9:16 frame.
Oh, they've done it with Markiplier appearing there. That was tailored to the short.
Yeah, that was interesting because it was, it came in at the bottom. So you use the frame there.
I would imagine it would be difficult to read the text as well at this size that's on there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's rainy. We've got a little more time here. We can maybe do a quick fire round if I can find channels correctly. Tone deaf takes. All right. So I probably shouldn't click on any of the videos, judging by their profile image. The opinions nobody ever did explicitly ask for. See, I like that as a value proposition. You know you're going to get something alternative, something different, something comedic here. I think in terms of a gaming channel, you're already establishing yourself as an alternative option. I like that.
As far as what they're covering, are these topics, and I'm asking genuinely, I don't know, but are these topics currently on trend? I haven't heard any controversies around Naughty Dog. I haven't heard just a while back you did a video about The Last of Us being a cash grab, but The Last of Us is like an old franchise.
Yeah, but they're re-releasing it.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't like the PS5 remake?
Yeah.
Graphically inferior to the original or something.
Is it?
That's what I've heard.
So would you say a month ago is like a good time to be posting that video?
Yeah, I think
it did
was,
good.
Actually. I think
For a first video, it did good.
I'm wondering now. It's part 2 PS5. Everybody was complaining about it. That it looks worse. But I can't see it anyway.
It seems 7 months ago. Yeah. So assuming let's just assume that they didn't, just because I saw so many videos there that was like 7 months old and things like that. I think what you need to be doing is just focusing on the most controversial and current stories.
Like if Breath of the Wild is rubbish, something like that.
No,
that's my turn deaf.
When Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, or when it gets nearer to release, then yes, you could do that. There's a lot of games though that, especially if you're going to talk about cash grabs, there's a lot of the camera falling, Travis. There's a lot of games that definitely could be, controversial and ones you could really latch on to. So I'm curious as to what's happened with Naughty Dog. Just kind of wondering if that's recent news. So that's what I think, that's the make or break for channels like this, is consistency and then making sure you're on trend. Now,
what is For Evil West? Is that I'm so tempted to, do I risk clicking and for 15 seconds of this? Go on, let's do it.
What could go wrong?
Wait a minute. A vampire slaying game set in the Wild West? Okay, let's talk about Evil West, a sick-looking Western with amazing visuals and hype-looking combat developed by Flying Wild Hawk.
That's cool. I would get rid of that part.
Yeah, it takes a bit.
I would get rid of this, but everything else up until that point was great.
Cattle, pastures, country singer duos, and cowboys. At least to most people in my country, that is. Unfortunately or unfortunately, they're kind of right. And
I see very good things for this channel. Just in terms of the editing and the flow of that alone is of a very high production value.
Yeah. So the views they're getting for the length, or for how old these videos are great. So I don't mean to hang myself up too much on the is this current? Very well could be. I could be the one out of touch. So just to clear that up. But general advice for news channels is you would want to be on trend. Everything else, yeah, I really like the thumbnails. They seem to be of a really high standard. They seem to be also like creating a visual trend for your channel, like they're branded in that sense.
Yeah.
Which is also really cool. I don't know. I guess more videos is our only advice, but you started a month ago. So this is already a good amount of videos too.
Now, I want to talk about this one a little, this thumbnail and title a little bit down, because we're wrestling with this on a video that we're going to make very soon.
Yeah.
And I feel as if thumbnail and title is a little too much inside baseball in terms of I don't know who this person is. I'm assuming this is a person who's one of the big wigs, the CEO or something at Naughty Dog. But my assumption is that the general public don't know who this person is, but they know who, they probably know more who Naughty Dog is or one of the games they've made. So how could you turn the pitch of this into something that's related to The Last of Us or Uncharted, which more people are going to be familiar with, and make the story, or at least the leading to the story about that? It could be like, because I look at this and say, when will Naughty Dog throws a bone? I assume that's something along the lines of Naughty Dog haven't announced their next game, what they're going to be releasing. That's how I perceive what's next. So it could be like, you could like almost do a bit clickbaity and say, Last of Us Part 3 confirmed ? And then with your superior editing and storytelling skills, you can almost turn it into the conversation you want. Because I think Travis talks about this with Mr. Beast, in that Mr. Beast can almost trick you into believing that anything's going to happen in their videos. Once you get into the video, you kind of forgive the thumbnail and the title because the content was so entertaining in itself. So I'm just feeling as this thumbnail and title has quite a lot of barriers to entry, in that only a few people may understand what this video is actually about.
Yeah, something more visually like familiar, you know, like you said, like maybe a Naughty Dog game, maybe just their logo, you know, maybe something that indicates they haven't released a game in a certain amount of time, just to help further communicate the point of your title. Like, when will they throw us a bone? So yeah, I think those are really good call outs there.
Yeah. Neil Druckmann's next big game. So I would imagine that 90% of the people who come across this thumbnail and title who are gamers don't know who Neil Druckmann is. But 60 to 70% of the gamers who come across your thumbnail and title will know what Last of Us is or Uncharted. So think about that. This is your film cover. And, you know, just imagine if they decided to show, I'm trying to think of a quick example here. Instead of showing the Millennium Falcon on the front cover of the Force Awakens poster, they showed BB-8 or one of the characters that you'd not come across before who were new in that series. There'd be less of a connection. That's a really bad example. Probably ignore what I'm saying now. I was trying to think of a way of, you're not doing the video justice or service by having this person's face on the thumbnail and that person's name in the title. That's what I think I'm trying to say.
This poor channel, you got us at like the 2 hour mark. So we're really trying to like catch our brains up, which went to sleep like 15 minutes ago. I do apologize.
Well, thanks, Dan. That leads us to the exit of this live stream. Thank you, as always, for joining us. We kind of apologize for not auditing your channel, but we are victims of our own success. We hope that we've given you advice to all of you that's going to help you take your channel to the next creative journey. And of course, if you want to carry on that conversation and learn a whole lot more from Travis and all of the other coaches and the special guests that we have on vidIQ Max, then do make sure to check out the link in the video description for $300 off vidIQ Max. Dan, thank you for pointing. Travis, a pleasure having you on. I don't know when we'll see you again on the live streams, but it was good to have you on. Really enjoyed your insight. Very appreciated. And Dan, I will give you a few minutes to maybe lead us out with what we're doing tomorrow.
We're going to look at your videos, very similar to today, except we're going to click into your videos. We're going to talk about the production quality, and we're going to have a special guest tomorrow in Ben Johnson, who is really proficient when it comes to lighting and audio and everything it takes to make the best looking videos on YouTube. So it's going to be awesome. Don't forget to join us. Look at your clocks, subtract 2 hours, be there at that time tomorrow.
See you then.